you're doing great. So today we are going to talk about Woodley and versus Jake Paul, the face of today, and the match preview, and Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. First, we'll talk about Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. I generally believe like Logan Paul is a good. I mean, he's a better person than Jake Paul. I think he's very humble. Not a better person, but humble. Just by looking out, and I don't think both of them are bad guys either. They're just promoting themselves. They're very smart guys. Actually, I don't even know knew them before this fight, so it worked. Whatever. Their whole plan of promoting themselves, it really worked. Because I I don't know much about Logan Paul or Jake Paul before this. I always used to get confused who is Logan Paul and who is Jake Paul. So now I know like clear difference between them. Um, yeah, it's plain and simple. Logan Paul is banking on his height, his youth, his size to knock out Floyd Mayweather to win against him. But Floyd is like very good. We all know that. Floyd Mayweather is like one of one of the best boxers of this generation, and probably one of the best boxers of all times. So he's not even taking this seriously. You know what I mean? Before I just saw an interview with Leo Thomas, I think uh, that he don't he doesn't even know who Logan Paul was. Sorry, look, I don't even know his name. So he didn't even know who Logan Paul was before the fight. Even I didn't knew because I don't watch that much stuff on Logan Paul channels, Logan Paul's stuff. He's a big YouTuber. I know that. Like I've heard it somewhere, from Gary Vee and all of that. But yeah, they knew who was Logan Paul, who was Jake Paul. Um, and uh, yeah, that he wasn't even taking that seriously. This of course he wouldn't take it seriously, and he was fighting a YouTuber and making 15 million. He told them that he was making 30 million or 40 million just to show up, just till the build up. Through this build up, the face off was good, and yeah, all the best to both of guys. But I don't think it shouldn't. That shouldn't happen. There's a slim boxer's chance, puncher's chance. Sorry, to happen that Logan Paul shouldn't be beating Floyd, but wouldn't happen most of the time. And then this was the only time Floyd really got angry, with Jake Paul doing all that goofy stuff, untying his shoelaces, taking his hat, and he really got on Floyd's skin. So yeah, he also told that Jake Paul had nothing to do with the fight, so he wasn't promoting the fight. That's why he got angry. So yeah, that's it, man. I mean, Logan Paul, got beat by KSI. So how would we expect him to like got beat Floyd Mayweather, right? Uh, and that's what they said. That's McGregor couldn't beat him, Pacquiao, and also beat him because that's according to Logan Paul. They were like big name but small size. He's big size but little name. So he's good. He's got some points in there, but sometimes he's contradicting himself as well. So um, yeah, man. And the next comes Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. They got into like very verbal altercation in today's face-off. Jake Paul's new opponent. Tyron Woodley is in a four-fight wins losing streak, and he's 40 years old. So that's why Jake Paul thinks he can beat Tyron Woodley, but Tyron Woodley is really muscular, and he's got good striking. He's got better striking than Ben Askren. So yeah, Ben Askren was yeah, we that was something. I was never confident with Ben Askren um, in the boxing match. Even Ben Askren knew. He told in some of Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive. You should go watch that. That's a very good podcast. Um, everyone is like in that podcast. Everyone was telling each other's weakness, and they're accepting it. No ego. That was such a nice podcast. You know what I mean? So, such a nice podcast that one was. And yeah, that's what Jake Paul told. So I'm pretty confident with Tyron Woodley winning it, but he's got a 60%, 60 to 70% chance, you know, and of winning. I think Jake Paul can hit. He's a good boxer. He's got some good skills. He can hit hard. He's got some good skills. So I'll give him 30 to 40% chance in there. Um, and yeah, Floyd Mayweather told Tyron Woodley, and we invited Tyron Woodley to come and train with him, and Tyron Woodley accepted it. So that was what happened today. And Tyron Woodley, he trains with Floyd anyways, so that's what happened. So he accepted the invite. So there was nothing big because he was training with Floyd Mayweather anyway. So yeah, that was it. And one thing I noticed about Jake Paul today was he asked for you know a raise for UFC fighters, which I think a lot of UFC fighters will agree because you know mm, oops, because they put their risk on the line and UFC get all the content, and that's why it made feel that that Jake Paul is not a bad guy. He's just acting. He's even a better hero than all the ones that are really acting to be cool, like Tyron Woodley and um, other guys, man. Other guys, yeah, other MMA guys that are really showing some attitude towards him. Uh, Jake Paul, I think, in reality, is fighting for fighters' pay, to increase fighters' pay, and that's something a genius move, and should be commended. You know, his antics may seem wrong, but I think that's his main goal, and that's why he should be respected. Um, yeah, lots of respect to Jake Paul. When I saw that clip, I felt something, man. So yeah, okay. And one more funny thing is, I think Jake Paul's trying to copy Conor McGregor. Actually, even with the veins, the face off, he was doing like bang his chest and doing like the scream and saying, you go and watch that one, like it's pretty similar. Uh, so that's it for today, guys. That's it. I think Jake Paul and Logan Paul are very smart guys doing good business. So thank you very much. Have, have a great day, good night, whatever, wherever you are.